We welcome in Antonio Pearson. Coach, first off, congratulations. Epic win, celebration in the locker room, victory Monday. How's the team and you've been the entire week?
Been good. Obviously, just the rule in the NFL, right? 24 hours, celebrate, enjoy it, embrace it, move on. And the guys came in ready to work on Wednesday. Great in meetings. Again, another very purposeful practice on Wednesday. And then again, obviously, we're getting after it today.
It was completely different in the parking lot, pregame, after the game, the fans walking out, staying even later. Did you notice it? Did you feel the juice right from when you pulled in?
They noticed the car. I was driving my Impala, and I think everybody noticed it finally. But I did. I sensed the energy when I was pulling in. You can hear it. You can just feel it. It was one of those deals where you felt it. And then obviously after the game, driving out, stayed a little bit later. And, the parking lots were still full. People were still walking down the streets, leaving the game, so everybody had a good time.
Excellent. One of the things I asked you last week was halftime adjustments. You were up really big at the half. I wonder, because you didn't have a dress rehearsal, what was that like, that period, to talk to the team, make adjustments, and speak to them again? Yeah,
just remember, like what we talked about, like don't worry about what happened in the first half, good or bad. Obviously, it went our way. We were up big. But then it was about, how do we finish? And we didn't want to be sloppy. Obviously, we wanted to, have more production like we wanted on offense. And defensively, we were trying to pitch a shutout. But more importantly, we played the way we wanted to play. There was no penalties. We did a better job defensively, stopped them on third downs, and then we brought pressure late in the game, and I thought that was good. And for our offense, it stuck with it, right? Don't turn the ball over, run the football, and then protect the quarterback. And again, we got out pretty healthy in that game, and that was the most important thing, and then get ready to move on next week.
It seemed like you really wanted to establish the run. That was a purpose. You were able to do that and get Josh Jacobs going with this O-line.
Yeah, just we talked about that last week. Just want to get that mentality going just with our guys. And whenever the O-line and the D-line are rolling, most teams are playing good football. And I was impressed to see our offensive line, the way they came off the ball, the way they handled, a defense that was very good the last couple of weeks for the Giants. They did a really good job with the front. And the same thing for our defensive line, the way we got after the quarterback. I was impressed.
I want to stay with the O-line. You spent a lot of time with them last week. Is that the same so far this week? You really feel like this heart and soul group can keep the season rolling?
Yes, sir. That's where I've been at in every meeting, focused on the individual. And then also it's just a learning tool for me, right? I've been on the defensive side of the ball.
Sure.
Just to learn what they're doing over there, the techniques, the terminology, to see those guys working together. That's the biggest thing. I want to see that those five guys be that glue, become that fist and that hammer that we want them to be. So just sitting here and trying to get a feel so they can get a feel for me as well, because we didn't spend a lot of time together over the last 22 months.
Aiden O'Connell had a clean game, really clean game. Bo did a lot to get him ready. Can you take us back to what went on, what you saw during the week and how it played out?
Well, just go back to his first start, the 6 sacks and all that. We didn't want to see that again. Didn't want to see that. At all costs, protect the quarterback. Keep him clean. One time, I believe he got hit. One time, the whole game. And our guys did a great job. And he did a really good job, too, now. Get rid of the ball. He realized from week one, his first start, to now this week, can't hold on to the ball in the National Football League. There's a clock. And he'll get better and better at that internally. But I think the guys up front really took pride in two things, right? Running the ball and protecting the quarterback. And that was our big emphasis throughout the week.
The deep shot, not only the deep shot, but I like the formation 5 wide. A lot of fans, I call for it on the radio, just take a shot once or twice so the safeties will trust you. Can you walk me through that deep ball and how it came through, and especially the blocking and everything that came together?
It's got to start there, right?
Yeah.
Well, let's back up. How does it really start? You got to run the ball. Otherwise, you're not going to get anybody
Great point.
To get sucked up on the play action. But once we did that and established that, okay, well, when is it? What happened? When did it come? After our turnover. Right. Meek made a great play. Go out there. All right, here we go, boys. Here it is. And we got some guys that can run. They can run. And Tucker's one of them. And whenever we get an opportunity for him to just really showcase his speed and his talent, that's a benefit for us. And I thought, and when we talked about Aiden, we said, throw it as far as you can. Throw it. They'll go get it. Throw it. And the way we were playing, obviously, was a great, 1, protection, 2, the throw, and then the catch and the finish was amazing.
All right, let's get to the Jets. Obviously, the Jets and the Raiders statistically have struggled against the run, but you feel like it's getting better. The tackling has improved. Seems like it's a big running game because whoever stops the run best can get the quarterback going like we've been talking about.
2 defensive head coaches, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
Come on. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think the game will be over in about less than 3 hours. But it's going to be, I think, both sides. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? That's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to the guys up front. They have a very dynamic running back, can break off a lot of big runs. He's done a really good job coming back from injury. their offensive line, regardless of what's going on up front. You know, they take pride in coming off the rock, some big human beings there at tackle. And then on the other side of the ball, defensively, you know, they got 4 guys that can really go. You know, you've seen what they did in San Francisco, now they brought that into with the New York Jets. It's going to be a really challenge for our guys. They're up to it. Obviously, they're coming off a tough loss. We're coming off a win. Neither one matters. It's all about, you know, who has that mentality come.
Yeah, I want to follow up with Coach Saleh because you know the New York media. And the New York media, after a loss, can really straighten a team out because that media is 24/7 back there. His style as a defensive coach coming from the 49ers, what you've seen as a head coach, he's very loyal to his quarterback and Zach Wilson and to his team, and they play hard for him.
They do. And I mean, they put good product and good play on the field. You know, they just had a rough stretch the other day. They were on a 3-game winning streak going into that game.
Absolutely.
Everybody's talking about the hottest team. And you know, in New York, you can go from here to here real quick. And I'll expect those guys to bounce back. They're a reflection of their head coach. He's been successful in his business for a long time. He's done it the right way. He understands how this game is played through toughness and just technique and fundamental. When you watch them, it's a well-rounded, sounded group. And I think for us, you know, we're going to have to be the same kind of group we were last week and better.
Wrapping it up with what Sauce does, Sauce Gardner, and the fact that they have an elite secondary there and maybe some things are opened up underneath. Your tight ends in this game feel like a big part of this, establishing the run over the middle of the field, catching balls, and you have physical tight ends that maybe can wear down these linebackers and safeties.
Yeah, our tight ends have been playing pretty good the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? Hoop and Myers really done a great job. And just the physicality when they're running the ball is what I'm impressed with. You know what I mean? It kind of goes back to the old school days where the tight end get the ball and they try to just run you over. There ain't no running around with our group. You know, they don't fair dodging with this group. But more importantly, they take pride in both the run game and the passing game. You know what I mean? So when you watch these two guys, I think the matchups will be something that we'll have to look into. But more importantly, you just see the development, though, of Mike. Big Mike coming along now.
Yeah.
Big Mike coming along. Big Mike getting a little confidence now. He walk around the building with a little swag.
I can tell.
And it's good to see, man. It's really good for the quarterback, too. Because, right, if they take away the tape, what everybody does and all that stuff on the outside, what underneath stuff is your running backs and tight ends, and that's a good thing for our offense.
I want to ask you about salute to service from your days in New York and around the country in D.C. What does the men and women who serve this country mean to you?
Yeah, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't be able to walk around with the freedom to speak the way we speak, to talk the way we talk, to look the way we look, to act and interact with one another without their services. So obviously it's a big week. We'll have our uniform just like you do. We'll look the part and obviously give them their flowers.
Coach, last one, the Raider Nation, you knew about them before this game, but now coming out of it, give us one thing you've learned about Raider Nation since you became the interim head coach.
Oh, it's a lot of them.
Yeah,
it's more than I thought. They come from all walks of life. You know what I mean? And they ain't talking about humans, too. We get the little animal. We got dogs running around as Raiders. They barking Raiders. But, no, listen, it was amazing to see our stadium and the electricity and how loud it was and the energy that they brought along with our players. And you match those two things together, then boom, you know, that's what you got there on Sunday. And hopefully we get the same thing because without them and without their energy and noise, you know, these guys, it's totally different. That's why we play the game. It's obviously for the fans and ourselves.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.